Hey YouTube, Jason here with Day Trading Fearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below in the link. But as always, let's jump right into it. This is the weekly watch list for November 1st, 2020, and there's only about 4 or 5 days left until the election, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I've been saying we're going to see a lot of volatility over the next few weeks. I said that a few weeks ago, and that's kind of exactly what's been happening. Big up days, big down days, so I've been right. As far as, let's take a look here at the S&P emini futures, we could see that I was actually calling for a potential update, or maybe a possible some upward momentum early this week, and then maybe a fall. We actually never got it. We opened, gapped lower, and just kept falling the entire week. So what's happened is I've drawn this for the last couple weeks. I said, hey, watch for a double top up here, for a M pattern. I even drew it. And guess what? We kind of broke down and broke below. I was saying this was a look above and failed, but guess what? It went right back down and it failed. Took out the trend line. We're now on the back side of the trend line, but look at where we ended up. This high volume node right here. I said to kind of keep an eye on there. If we do break down here, do we come down to this 3,200 level? Kind of came right down to it. So I think we're just a little bit above the 200 on the S&P emini futures. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens this coming week. Remember, Tuesday is the election. So probably, and bearing any news, anything like that, we'll see what happens Sunday evening with the futures into Monday. But maybe watch this 200 for us to maybe gap down overnight. Down to it just so we could touch it, kind of like what we did here. Touch and then bounce. Do we touch and keep going, or do we touch and bounce to the upside? No, that's $1 million question. But I will say we are in a down waterfall, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lower highs. Okay, every single day. I think as long as the trend's down, I'm gonna start calling early down next week. But I've been saying it for a while. November 3rd, come wake up November 4th. I don't think we're going to know who the president is. And I think that will give the market a little more volatility. So we will see what happens. I'm going to say right now, I personally don't think it matters who wins the presidency. I actually think we're going to see a bullish stock market longer term, because if Trump goes in, everything as is good for business, and the market goes higher. If Biden wins, I think what happens is maybe the market goes lower, but then they'll come out with all the stimulus money. So big changes potentially on the horizon for just everything, which we should know probably by this time next week, hopefully have a clear picture of what the future looks like. So that's it for the ESs. Let's look at SPY. Same thing, M pattern, breakdown, okay, maybe a little bit more ways to the downside on SPY. But again, if you guys really want to kind of see if we do keep falling and the market doesn't like it, just grab from this high to that low, right, all the way back. And these are our levels for potential resistance or support on the downside. If you look, each and every one kind of lines up with swing lows. Think about this. We had swing lows here. We had the high here of the bounce. It all coincides right at the 127. 1618 is the double bottom bounce off the 200 the very first time after we broke. Okay, and then the third is all this, right? Resistance, resistance, breakout, support, right? Come back down, bounce, fail, come back. We're right at that 200. So can't make this stuff up, but we will see what happens. I'll leave all this actually we'll see. We'll take a look next week, see what that does. But let's now look at oil, crude oil. This is for my buddy Kieran. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. He's over in Ireland. So hope everything's going good. But oil, where can oil go? Oil, I think we could get down to this 32 level. I said last week, pick it, right? We were right there, decision. Do we break higher? Do we break lower? Well, guess what? We broke lower. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. Now, let's kind of erase everything, clean up this chart, and start from scratch. A high, a low, a lower high, a lower low. Okay, so we're now in a trend. We could draw this a couple ways. We could grab a channel and do something like this, okay? And where could we go? I'm actually, me personally, potential look at this 34 level, and then from there probably the 3150 to 32 level. We'll see if again, it depends what the market does. If we keep falling, watch for lower prices. But do we bounce and then go back up in this channel, back up to this high volume node, or do we continue falling? I think that's kind of up to what the stock market does. So keep an eye on that. As far as gold goes, gold sideways again, shoulder, head, shoulder, inverse head and shoulders. Potential breakout to the upside still. I think if the market does start to fall, oil falls, watch gold maybe get a bid, or does gold fall with the market? If it does, then that just is telling me it's a pure liquidation, margin calls, things like that. So keep an eye on that. AAPL, Apple. I've been saying watch for this bear flag. Guess what? We're breaking down from it. Potential H pattern, which is a bearish pattern. I've been saying Apple's probably dead money for a while. They came out with earnings, had a good number, still kind of failed. This is what I want. I want to see this 95, 96, 7, 8 level, somewhere around there. I'm going to be adding to my position longer term. I'm going to say right now, I think Apple, you have to buy Apple on any dips. And again, this isn't any stock advice, anything like that. Not telling you, it's just education purposes, but just got to make sure I'm compliant, right? I'm just some dude on the internet, on YouTube, who knows nothing, right? But with that being said, I think Apple is a great longer term trading opportunity into the next quarter in 3 months, okay? I think Apple's going to have really, really good earnings in 3 months because they're going to have all of their Christmas and also all their new iPhones, the holiday spending, all that. I think they're going to blow numbers out. That's me personally. So any lower money or a move lower, I'm looking to be a buyer of it. So, and then finally, Amazon, AMZN. I told you guys last week, shoulder, head, shoulder. Here's the breakdown. We fail. We're falling. They report earnings, kind of missed. Who knows what's going on? They blew numbers out of the water and they still went lower. Here's our neckline, but again, our levels if this does break. Again, everything is what does the overall market do, okay, on the bigger picture. So these are the things that I'm looking at. Be careful Monday and Tuesday. I know margins for futures are full. be really careful. Last time, 4 years ago during the election, overnight, futures went limit down. Everybody thought if Trump won, the market was going to collapse, and guess what? That was the low for years, right? At least for the last 4 or 5 years. So with that being said, thank you as always for watching. And also, I have something coming up. I'll tell you guys more about it in the coming weeks, but keep an eye out for it. I think you guys will really like it. It'll help with your trading and all that. But until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Thank you.